when I was in high school, I didn't fit into that. And I think that's sort of a serious topic. It might be a lighthearted movie, but it's about something pretty important.
More than 4 decades ago, a charismatic teenager convinced us all to skip school and embrace the thrill of a day off. But what became of the beloved actors who brought this timeless adventure to life? From dazzling career highs to devastating personal struggles, their journeys since 1986 reveal a striking mix of triumph and hardship few expected. Have you ever wondered how life really unfolded behind the scenes for this legendary cast? Behind the laughter and iconic moments lie stories that reshape how fans see this much-loved movie. Stories full of shocking transformations and enduring legacies. The cast's most unexpected trials. The world first met the cast of Ferris Bueller's Day Off as carefree teenagers and quirky adults. But behind those carefree smiles and memorable performances, many faced life's harshest realities. What started as a joyful celebration of youth eventually unfolded into deeply personal challenges that reshaped their lives far beyond the screen. While the movie forever captured a sense of freedom and rebellion, its cast would encounter trials that tested their resilience in ways fans never anticipated. From unexpected tragedies to complex legal battles, these stories introduce a somber shadow cast across a film known for its lighthearted fun. Even as their characters made us laugh and cheer, the actors' off-screen experiences were sometimes marked by heartbreak and controversy. Some endured heartbreaking loss. Others weathered public scrutiny that threatened to eclipse their careers. These struggles came with no script, revealing a vulnerability beneath the Hollywood glamour that few could foresee. It's a reminder that fame often comes with a hidden cost, and that the actors who gave us such joy were navigating profound storms in their private lives. Amongst the cast, breakthroughs clashed with breakdowns, and moments of triumph were occasionally interrupted by scandal or sorrow. Yet, what ties these experiences together is the enduring human spirit that persisted through pain and change. Long after the cameras stopped rolling, their journeys continued to evolve, marked by resilience, but also by the weight of very public struggles. These are not just stories of fame, but of survival, endurance, and transformation. But the full extent of these trials cannot be summarized quickly. The most significant revelations lie deeper within their individual stories. While some faced adversity that nearly broke them, others managed to navigate their challenges in ways that allowed their legacies to grow richer and more complex. These layers of difficulty and success intertwine, creating a narrative far more compelling and surprising than the film's surface might suggest. Only by looking closely at the key players can we begin to grasp the full impact of these twists of fate. Curiously, how these actors handled the consequences of their lives after the movie reveals striking contrasts between public image and private reality, between redemption and regret. Some embraced new opportunities with vigor, transforming setbacks into comebacks, while others struggled to reclaim the light that the decade's glow once promised. There's an undeniable gravity to their stories that complicates the cheerful memories of a day off and invites us to look beyond nostalgia. What those experiences mean for their legacies in 2026 remains equally fascinating and heartbreaking. As viewers, we cherish the youthful exuberance of Ferris and his friends, yet the years have laid bare how unpredictable and intricate life can be behind those iconic faces. This complexity adds rich texture to our understanding of the individuals who, for a moment, defined a generation's idea of rebellion and fun. Their challenges serve as a silent counterpoint to the laughter they brought us, reminding us that real-life stories rarely follow a script. It is within these trials that many of the most profound lessons and surprising turns of their lives reside. Waiting to be unveiled are the details behind a signature figure whose charm both defined the film and belies moments of sadness and controversy that followed. This central star's journey encompasses dazzling successes and difficult episodes, inviting a nuanced view of both the man and the myth. As his story unfolds, we see how public acclaim can sometimes complicate personal peace, and how the price of fame is often paid quietly, away from the spotlight's glare. Understanding these unexpected trials prepares us to appreciate not just their struggles, but the courage it took to face them, setting the stage for a closer look at the spotlight's brightest face. His story illuminates the complexities behind the icon of Ferris Bueller's Day Off and the mixed legacy he carries into a new era. From here, the passage leads into a career that has dazzled and sometimes shocked, inviting deeper insight into life after the ultimate day off. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Matthew Broderick's portrayal of Ferris Bueller's Day Off transformed him into an indelible icon of 1980s cinema, forever synonymous with charm, wit, and that unforgettable wink to the audience. Born in March 1962, Matthew was already 24 when he captured the essence of Ferris with effortless ease, blending teenage rebellion with a knowing cleverness that spoke directly to viewers. His natural charisma helped launch a career that spanned stage and screen, with highlights including 2 Tony Awards and a steady presence in both Broadway and film. Over the decades, he skillfully balanced commercial hits with critically acclaimed performances, proving himself more than a one-hit wonder. The complete life of Matthew Broderick exists outside the public eye, because it combines both happy moments and essential life challenges. The couple who married in 1997 established their family life through 3 children, while they succeeded in keeping their personal life mostly hidden from public view. His public persona exists between 2 opposing forces that create stability in his personal life and professional life, while he confronts multiple personal tragedies. The character Ferris Bueller's Day Off from the film is linked to Matthew Broderick's identity, but the actor experiences life's challenges that remain hidden from the public. The most disturbing event in his existence occurred during Matthew's involvement with a fatal car crash after Ferris Bueller's Day Off was released. The accident resulted in 2 women, which created public outcry and an investigation. The event brought negative attention to him, which resulted in public judgment and legal consequences that only included a monetary penalty. The incident demonstrated how unexpected situations can change both personal life and public response, while the impact of tragic events continues to exist in the background. Matthew returned to his acting profession with complete dedication while maintaining his professional standards because he sought to play different roles that demonstrated his full acting abilities. His Broadway performances brought him 2 Tony Awards, which established him as a respected artist who achieved success beyond his initial movie career. The recognition transformed his career path because casting directors in Hollywood tend to restrict actors to their most recognizable parts. The director shows his path through life, which demonstrates that he has talent that lasts, and he keeps developing his skills throughout all his personal difficulties which he faces. New generations experience Matthew's lasting impact on popular culture because they watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off and recognize it as a fundamental film about coming-of-age experiences. His character's clever antics continue to inspire quotes, memes, and nostalgic homages, which create unexpected ways to maintain the essence of that day off. The public sees him as a comedic figure, but his true self shows all aspects of human experience, from triumph to misery. His marriage to Sarah Jessica Parker demonstrates an exceptional achievement that combines successful professional collaboration with personal relationships that face Hollywood's demanding requirements. The couple's ability to shield their family from constant media attention speaks to a desire to retain normalcy amid fame's disruptions. The personal stability of the first actor demonstrates his acting career path, while the other cast members from the film follow their own distinct post-release journeys. The situation demonstrates her ability to achieve life balance, because she maintains her personal life, yet faces public difficulties. Matthew continues to perform in movies, yet he chooses to concentrate on theater work, which allows him to develop his skills outside of Hollywood's intense public attention. The artist made this choice because he wanted to pursue his creative vision while also escaping the negative impact of his earlier public image issues. An actor can regain control of his public image and professional legacy through his industry journey, which demonstrates how he achieved this goal in a highly competitive and demanding field. This depth invites fans to see him not just as the unforgettable teen who took a day off, but as a multifaceted performer and human being navigating the ups and downs of life. In the spotlight, Jeannie Bueller's career and changes. The character of Jeannie Bueller was brought to life by Jennifer Grey, who displayed the perfect combination of sibling rivalry and personal weaknesses. The character of Jeannie Bueller, who experiences sibling rivalry, watched her brother Ferris attempt to hide his plans from the world. At 26 during filming, she brought an adult edge to the sibling dynamic that balanced Ferris's carefree charm with biting tension. But Jennifer's path after the film took unexpected turns that altered her career trajectory in ways fans might not immediately realize. Her life included personal difficulties, which matched her massive success from Dirty Dancing and her memorable role that people remember most. Jennifer made her first big break as an actress, but she later chose to change her face through rhinoplasty, which became her biggest mistake, according to her. This surgery affected not only her looks, but also her professional opportunities because Grey said the change made her unrecognizable, which affected her acting career. The film offers an exceptional and straightforward demonstration of how physical transformations shape an actor's career prospects within the Hollywood industry. The public now knows about Jennifer's choice through her transparent nature, which shows how actors struggle with their need to meet industry standards for both their appearance and their true selves. Jennifer's relationships brought her both romantic attachments and tragic outcomes, which became public knowledge about her personal life. The mid-1980s brought her engagement to Matthew Broderick, which established a personal and professional link between her and one of the film's biggest stars. The couple ended their engagement after their 1987 car accident, which caused them both emotional and physical damage. The event created problems that damaged their relationship and produced problems that led to Jennifer's personal and professional development during her following years of struggle. Jennifer Grey achieved her most important comeback decades after her initial career success because her talents remained intact throughout her entire life. The 2010 Dancing with the Stars competition brought her victory, which proved her dedication to her craft and her ability to perform for different audiences in a fresh environment. Public interest in her success grew, resulting in her transition from former film actress to dedicated artist who accepts new tasks. The program showed a more personal and friendly side, which attracted both new and previous fans to her. Jennifer's professional path shows multiple instances where she recreated herself while fighting through different challenges. She stayed out of the public eye except for her occasional public appearances, which included her theatrical performances, interviews, and public events. She has shared her personal experiences of professional setbacks, which help people understand the entertainment industry better. Her story gives hope to others who face difficult situations because it shows that they can achieve success through personal transformation and hard work. Her public image transformation from Ferris Bueller's Day Off's scorned sister to champion dancer and experienced actress creates difficulties that shape her legacy. The film industry usually presents women through simple stereotypes, but she transforms this practice by showing her complete character both in her movies and her real life. The experience Jennifer gained from her career demonstrates the challenges and benefits people face when they want to stay in their professional field during times when the industry changes. They experience personal challenges, and society alters its views about beauty and ability. The story of Jennifer Grey shows that actors who seem perfect on screen actually struggle with deep self-doubts and social obstacles. She succeeded in establishing a professional path, which enabled her to develop herself because of her success in the entertainment industry. Her story forbids audience members from making judgments about her success by showing the difficult process of adapting to life changes. These personal twists and turns set the stage for the next story, that of Cameron Fry, whose everyman appeal and neurotic charm masked a parallel path filled with its own battles and ultimate recognition. Cameron Fry's evolution and recognition. Alan Ruck delivered one of the most enduring performances in Ferris Bueller's Day Off through his portrayal of Cameron Fry. Although the character was written as a high school student, Ruck was already 30 during production. That difference in age unexpectedly strengthened the role. His interpretation of Cameron's nervous temperament, self-doubt, and emotional fragility carried a realism that balanced the film's playful tone. The character's quiet breakdown, especially during the scenes involving the Ferrari, became one of the film's most discussed moments. Yet the strength of that performance also created an obstacle. For years afterward, Ruck found himself closely associated with the anxious, uncertain persona of Cameron, which limited the variety of roles offered to him. Ruck used his ongoing work in television and film to build his career instead of leaving the industry. He achieved his most noticeable breakthrough through his role as Stuart Bondeck in the political comedy series Spin City. He used the role to show a different style of comedic timing, which he performed with greater confidence and better precision than he did as Cameron Fry. The series introduced him to a new generation of viewers who knew little about his earlier work. Decades later, Ruck experienced a major resurgence through the drama series Succession. His portrayal of Connor Roy, the eccentric eldest son in a powerful media family, received wide attention from critics and audiences. The character's unusual blend of arrogance, insecurity, and awkward sincerity gave Ruck space to display a complex range that differed greatly from his earlier roles. The performance showed viewers that he could perform beyond his previous role as an anxious teenager. The actor has maintained a stable personal life, while most people in his industry experience constant changes. He married actress Claudia Stefani in 1984, though the marriage ended in divorce in 2005. The couple married in 2008 and had 2 children together. Ruck maintained a peaceful life outside the camera, while other members of the film cast dealt with public controversies and legal problems. The actor maintained his career path through persistent efforts, which he developed through his work experience. He preferred to play characters who showed emotional weakness, strange qualities, and internal conflicts instead of pursuing typical leading man parts. His approach to acting developed his reputation as a character actor who could play unconventional roles. Cameron Fry remains one of the emotional anchors of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The character's quiet struggle with fear, pressure, and self-identity gave the story a dimension beyond its comedic surface. The character of Cameron maintains its contemporary appeal because many viewers identify with his internal struggles. The actor Alan Ruck selects his roles with great care because he now approaches his 70s and prefers to play characters who possess greater emotional depth. The actor achieved career growth through his consistent work and strategic decision-making after he experienced typecasting. The evolution from Cameron Fry to established character actor status demonstrates that this transition resulted from dedicated work over time, which developed his skills. Though Cameron's story is one of silent strength, the supporting cast members surrounding Ferris also followed distinctive paths, some flourishing in steady careers, others slipping quietly from the spotlight into private lives that few know much about. Supporting cast, careers, and private lives. The supporting players of Ferris Bueller's Day Off helped build the everyday world surrounding Ferris's adventure, and many of them continued working across television and film long after the movie's release. Cindy Pickett, who portrayed Ferris's mother, Katie Bueller, was 39 during production. Known for her natural comedic rhythm and grounded screen presence, she maintained a steady career through the late 20th century. Her appearances included roles in series such as Saint Elsewhere and Call to Glory. Over time, Pickett gradually withdrew from public acting work, choosing a quieter life largely outside the entertainment spotlight. The actress formed an extraordinary connection with Lyman Ward, who played Tom Bueller, the father of Ferris, through her on-screen performance. The actors who appeared together in the 1986 film married immediately after its release and stayed together until their 1992 divorce. The couple had one daughter who created a personal connection between them and the fictional family they portrayed in their movie. Ward built a successful television career after reaching his mid-80s, but opted to stop working in entertainment because he wanted to lead a private life. The film achieved its specific tone through Ward's subtle performance, which showed the father who trusted his son, while the film presented Ferris's rebellious behavior together with soft domestic comedy. Ward maintained a low profile during his later life, which made him less visible to the public than other performers who maintained a constant media presence. He chooses to stay out of the public eye because he wants to avoid being recognized as a famous person who needs to be present at events. The actors who supported the main cast of the film chose different career paths. The economics teacher, who spoke in a monotone voice, delivered the most famous line of the film through his classroom call, which included the words, "Bueller, Bueller." Ben Stein became an actor, and then transitioned into hosting the game show Win Ben Stein's Money, while he wrote extensively about political and economic topics. The film acquired a permanent connection to him because of his unique voice delivery, which made every short scene in the film. His delivery was the only one that spoke. Richard Edson made another unforgettable appearance when he portrayed the garage attendant who takes part in the Ferrari joyride scene. Edson had joined Sonic Youth as a member before he chose to pursue acting as his profession. His later acting career included roles in films such as Do the Right Thing and Platoon. The film establishes a connection to international improvisational comedy through Del Close, who appears briefly in a classroom scene. Close's teaching shaped generations of comedians, leaving a cultural impact that extended far beyond his brief role. The supporting cast chose different career paths because some actors choose to live quietly, while others pursue unconventional work. The film shows how many artists helped create a beloved film, but their personal lives extended beyond their time on screen. As the shadows of controversy fade on some figures, the spotlight shifts to intriguing cameos and lesser-known roles that also left a mark on the film's enduring legacy. Scandal and legal battles. The playful nature of Ferris Bueller's Day Off reveals its hidden truth, which involves multiple cast members as its most important aspect. The most widely discussed case centers on Jeffrey Jones, who portrayed the determined principal Ed Rooney. In 2002, Jones pleaded no contest to charges connected to inappropriate conduct involving a minor. The legal outcome brought severe consequences. His career declined sharply. He was required to register as a sex offender, and later legal violations related to registration requirements further damaged his public reputation. The case reshaped how many viewers perceived Jones's role in the film. The actor's actual court problems made people uncomfortable because they created a big difference from how audiences used to see Rooney as a funny villain who pursued Ferris through various obstacles. The case became a major discussion point because it showed how viewers struggle to separate performers from their performances according to current entertainment culture. The streaming platforms and retrospective events keep showing the film until Jones's past becomes part of the ongoing discussion about its lasting impact. Edie McClurg, who portrayed the composed and watchful Secretary Grace, faces personal challenges because of her actual life. McClurg established her career as a comedian and voice actor who performed in films, television shows, and animated productions. However, events later in life placed her in the public spotlight for different reasons. After suffering a stroke in 2019, she became involved in a conservatorship dispute concerning her care and financial management. Family members and legal representatives have been involved in proceedings addressing who should oversee her personal and financial affairs. The circumstances that impact McClurg demonstrate an entirely new challenge that all older performers must confront. The process of medical treatment and the determination of guardianship rights, along with legal authority battles, develop into personal problems that people must face while others watch their progress. The current situation has caused longtime fans who know her comedic work to develop fresh concern about her show business accomplishments, which date back several decades. The recent developments create a different effect, which conflicts with the film's lighthearted atmosphere. The performers' actual lives show a different reality when they work on their acting projects. The film has gained different dimensions because its cast members have experienced success, legal problems, and health issues since the release of the movie. The actors who participated in the film have mostly maintained clean public images, but the two actors, Jones and McClurg, show how actual events impact the public memory and discussion of classic films. Their narratives demonstrate how cultural nostalgia intersects with the changing life circumstances of the people who participated in the creation of a cherished movie. The brief but striking appearances of Ferris Bueller's Day Off cast brought dimension and diversity, shaping the film's enduring charm and legacy. Iconic cameos and lesser-known roles. Ferris Bueller's Day Off contains numerous brief appearances that left a lasting impression despite limited screen time. One of the most recognizable cameos belongs to Ben Stein, whose flat, deliberate delivery as the economics teacher produced the well-known classroom line, "Bueller, Bueller." Born in 1944, Stein was 42 during filming. After the movie's success, he built a multifaceted career as a writer, political and economic commentator, and television personality. He also hosted the game show Win Ben Stein's Money, which broadened his public profile. His distinctive speaking style remains closely associated with the film decades later. The scene depicts Charlie Sheen as a young man who talks to Jeannie inside a police station. At 21, Sheen played the role with a weary, rebellious tone that became one of the film's most quoted exchanges. Through his role on 2.5 Men, he attained major success, which made him one of the highest-earning actors on television. His personal life has frequently attracted media attention, which includes his public announcement in 2015 that he was living with HIV and his later reflections in a candid memoir. Mia Sara portrayed Sloane Peterson, Ferris's girlfriend, bringing a calm confidence to the role at only 19 years old. Sarah, who reached her late 50s, continued acting after the film's release by appearing in projects such as Legend, which starred Tom Cruise, and later playing Harley Quinn in the television series Birds of Prey. She chose to leave Hollywood behind while raising her family and working on creative projects, which she would showcase at fan events. The smaller roles in the film bring forth entertaining background stories. Richard Edson, who plays the garage attendant responsible for damaging Cameron's father's Ferrari, was previously a founding member of the band Sonic Youth before pursuing acting. He later appeared in the films Do the Right Thing and Platoon throughout his career. The actress Virginia Capers has a short role as school nurse Florence Sparrow. Capers won a Tony Award because she established a successful career in both theater and television before her death in 2004. Christy Swanson plays Simone Adamley, who later became famous as the main character in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She has recently dedicated her work to making smaller projects that focus on faith-based themes. The film features an English teacher who demonstrates modern improv performance development through his connection to Del Close, the improvisational comedy actor who plays him. Close has a brief role in the film, yet his impact on comedic performers throughout history has received widespread recognition. The short appearances in Ferris Bueller's Day Off show how even small parts link to different successful careers, which add to the film's historical value beyond its main plot. As these stories illustrate, Ferris Bueller's Day Off remains a living legacy, constantly redefined by those who brought it to life, each carrying their own triumphs, tragedies, and transformations long after the cameras stopped rolling. Legacy and fan impact in 2026. More than 40 years after its release, Ferris Bueller's Day Off continues to charm audiences, its appeal largely unchanged by time. The film's legacy endures through its memorable scenes, playful dialogue, and the actors who brought the story to life. Despite personal challenges and life changes, several cast members have acknowledged the film's lasting popularity by appearing at fan conventions, interviews, and anniversary events. These occasions allow audiences to meet the people behind the characters and celebrate a movie that remains a recognizable part of popular culture. The film maintains its appeal because fan enthusiasm makes it attractive to new viewers from different generations. Streaming services and social media platforms enable younger audiences to discover Ferris, Cameron, and Sloane as their respective clips, and references become popular. The characters in the story show friendship and teenage independence, and their rebellion against routine, which people can still identify with after several decades. The online community uses memes and cultural references to create new interest in the story, which demonstrates that a 1980s film can still connect with present-day viewers. The passage of time has made the film's legacy more intricate than it originally was. The actors who created the story about a carefree day of freedom have experienced different personal journeys throughout their careers. The film's lightheartedness stands in opposition to the actual lives of its performers, which creates a stronger cultural effect. The stories about the film production process actually increase the audience's understanding of the film's creators who made it. Actor appearances from Matthew Broderick, Jennifer Grey, and Alan Ruck create a dedicated fan base that attends fan events. The cast members of these events share their filming experiences while discussing the film's enduring popularity. Fans frequently describe these interactions as meaningful moments that reconnect them with a film that shaped their youth. The film maintains its presence through anniversary celebrations, merchandise, and retrospectives. The events attract both dedicated fans and new viewers who want to experience the movie's combination of humor and teenage adventure. From iconic performances to unexpected struggles, the Ferris Bueller's Day Off cast's journeys reveal a rich tapestry of resilience and reinvention. Their stories remind us that behind every beloved film are real people with real lives. If you enjoyed this deep dive into their lives, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating updates on your favorite stars. Thanks for watching.